the history of family businesses, typically the first one's an entrepreneur, the second is the stabilizing force, the third screws it up. So I've got my son and my nephew have been in the business 15 to 22 years, my son 15, my nephew 22. My father came in the business because it was natural. He came out of the Marines and my grandfather offered him a job. He got discharged on a Friday and started on Monday. My grandfather would say he gave him Saturday and Sunday off. What else could he want? My grandfather had heart problems and he died in '68, and that's when my father bought out his mother and my grandmother and his sister and turned it more towards a professional business structure. He was very financially strong, so we got out of the banks by 1973, which is a good time to be out because inflation was kind of going crazy and it was a very difficult time in transition. So my father took over as president and he had a partner in the business who was a longtime friend and sales manager. My dad is very much a financial guy, engineer by training. I'll have to mention Purdue because that's where he was very proud of. But he was always very open to new ideas, which I was blessed to have somebody because we had to change our entire structure. Everything we were made was being replaced by plastic. Metal oyster cans and metal cottage cheese cans and peanut butter cans and whipped cream. All these were going into just traditional cans, very simple cans. And we had to change all of our systems into be industrially directed towards products that were not being attacked as much by plastics and become more of a creative environment. And our people learned very quickly that change is their best friend. And if you don't change as fast as the world's changing, you're going backwards. And it's another way of saying you're going out of business if you continue to do what you've done. If you're doing what you did 5 years ago, you're becoming obsolete. There's intellectual inflation. If you're not investing in yourself, you're going out of business. My dad, in the later 1990s, walked in one day and said, "It's time for you to take over the company." And I said, "No, give it to my brother-in-law. I don't need it. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. Let Mac do it." He went to Mac. Mac says, "I don't want to do it. Let Rick do it." So we had a board meeting, and I was elected. So there are very few egos in the leadership of the company, and so my dad and I did have a few conversations because he would be at meetings and he would nod, and that became an answer. I told him he couldn't nod. So that's always a challenge in the succession planning of a family member, especially when now he's 91 and will work every day, and he's the longest tenured. We got another guy that's 3 years behind him that's still working for us. So he's 91. So people stick around a long time in our business.